Well, we're here. It's just gone 7 in the morning. Sun's still quite low in the sky. First field trip of the year, and this is the closest place to where I live where I could find some wild orchids. The trouble is it's been so dry. Looking at some of the Facebook groups and things like that, the blooms are poor and some just haven't turned up. It's just been too dry for them. So I don't know what we're going to get. Whoops, bicycle. Don't want to film him because I didn't ask. But this is a forestry commission site basically, and 2 reasons for being in this area: wild orchids and butterflies. Unfortunately, at this time of day, the butterflies won't be on the wing because the temperature hasn't got up enough yet. There'll still be bobos under a leaf somewhere, I expect. But we'll go and have a look. I'm a bit dubious about my hole in the hedge that I need to get through, on the grounds that nobody will have walked on it. It could have grown over completely, so we may be hacking our way through the brambles to get into this area. We'll see how we go. Boots on. That's a bit worrying. Parts of the area are closed due to work in progress. Well, we'll see how we go. This is the area, little used because you can't see it from the road, so people don't really know it's here. And I don't know how good your eyesight is, but there's a dip ahead of us. Let me use the zoom. There's an egret. It's behind that log. Let's see if I can zoom in. Don't usually use my zoom, do I? There, can you see it? A white egret, or little egret as they're called. And there it goes. Ah, well, that's a good start to the day. I didn't come here to film birds. Anyway, that's that. And the eagle-eyed amongst you can now look in that shot, and I can see over a dozen orchids, so we're going to be in luck. We will see some. So let's make a start. It's one of the few places you'll see one of these. It's a dog flap. You pull the handle and let your dog through. Save some clambering over that thing. All good fun. You have to excuse the traffic noise, but even though this is one of the main roads through the forest, this area is shielded. You can't see it from the road. You need to know it's here, and the way through the hole in the hedge, of course. Right, so what we've got here will be southern marsh orchids, but we do have other things here as well. And I didn't bring my welly boots, I've just got my walking boots on. Hopefully this is morning dew, but at the moment this looks wet, and I don't see how the hell it can be wet. We've had no rain for 2 months. Yeah, it's not soggy. Right, so in this little bit here, watching where I tread, this is a southern marsh orchid. Lovely spotty leaves. This is probably the same species as Ince's been looking at in his marshy area. So, southern marsh orchid, there's a lot of them in this area. And then we've got this. This is ragged robin. And there's buttercups here as well. And something else over here that I'm not sure I know. Quite sure what that is. Certainly not an orchid. Something. And it looks like it's the only one. So whatever that is, that's unusual, and I don't remember ever seeing that before. Anyway, moving on. Coming round here. What else have we got that's different? Ah, there's a good version of the marsh orchid out in the open. I don't know how close I can get with this. Let's see. Do you know what my thing's like at doing close-ups handheld? But I can't say I haven't got the light, can I? So I'm holding the camera down and looking at the screen pointing upwards, so I don't know whether I'm in focus or not. But there we go. That's a southern marsh orchid. Nice version. Right, that's that bit done. You can see there's quite a few around. in this one little area. Oh, that's it. You move away from this little bit and there aren't any. They all just disappear. So this is my one little bit. But I am going to have a walk around here anyway. Basically because I just like the area. All that tall grass looking stuff like that is irises. That'll be a massive yellow soon. But not yet. Now farther back up the river I made a choice to cross it and come down this side. And in normal circumstances I'd be heading for a butterfly area of the forest, but I still think it's a bit early in the day, so I now want to be the other side of the river. Normally I've got my welly boots on and I would just walk across it because it's only sort of 6-9 inches deep at this point, but I'm wondering whether I can get across there in my walking boots without getting my feet wet. So I'm going to give it a go. If I've got wet feet then I obviously didn't make it. But I reckon, providing I can clamber over those logs, I can get down the bank there onto that bit, onto the centre bit, step over there and step back up on the bank. So that's the theory. Let's give it a go. Oh, nice idea, but that's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to clamber over that lot. Half of it would probably give way. So that's that idea, right? Oh, a little robin. Oh no, it's not. It's chaffinch. Just come down for a drink and a bath, probably. Not taking too much notice of me, providing I keep still. Funny, they don't take much notice of your voice, but if you move, they'll probably be off. We're going to have a bath? Yeah, I reckon we are. Anyway, I need to get across this stream, river thing. Choice number 3, balancing act. Now I have gone across that before, but I sat down. When you've got over £1,000 worth of camera equipment, you don't really want to go in the water, do you? So there's that choice. It's dry, my feet are dry, I probably wouldn't slip. I don't know how good my balance is nowadays. And choice number 3 is take a run and jump. We get down here, oh look at those gorgeous ferns. We get down here, but then we'd have to back up a bit and take a run and jump onto that platform there. And I am nearly 70 here. Let's have a go at the log and see what our balance is like nowadays. I'm going to turn the camera off because I need to put my arms out. And we'll see. See you on the other side or in there. If I fall in, it's not the end of the world. It's about 6 inches deep and I'll have wet feet. So be it. Right, let's give that a go. Right, this could be fun. We could end up with a big splash. To say, my balance probably isn't what it used to be, but this is wider than it looks, and we do have a stop point in the middle. Now, quite honestly, all I've got to do is take 2 steps. Rather than try and slowly walk across, 2 steps and I'm on the bank. So, 1, 2, and drop. Right, oh, we're across, that's the important bit. These lovely ferns here. Right, and then what I wanted to come across at this point for is we've got foxgloves. One of my favourite wildflowers. I've got these in the garden. So we've got foxgloves. And so far, these are the only 2 I've seen. There's another one over there in the hedge, but I haven't seen any. So these may be the only few in this area. Anyway, what I wanted to get across here was I want to get up into that wooded area. Specifically, that bit. Because there's another type of orchid that I've only ever found once, about 10 years ago. So we might be out of luck, but we can go and look. And all these dips have normally got water in them to such an extent that you need boots on to get across. Because you sink in, 9 inches into the mud. And then you leave your boot behind and have to go back and get it. They're bone dry, they're crispy dry. So, oh well, let's proceed. It just shows how little rain we've had. I've never seen these dry before, not like this. Let's move on. And stopping here, there seems to be a bit of a mole problem. How many eagle-eyed people can spot the orchid in that shot? And out of the corner of my eye I've just seen a second one. These are not the same as we saw before. These are growing on dry land. These are tiny. Absolutely tiny. Now that I will have to look up when I get back what it could be. It could be a heath spotted orchid, it could be a common spotted orchid. What else would be out this time? Difficult, I've just seen another one as well. But this is not the same thing, this is a totally different one. And again, I don't know how close I can get. The markings on the lip are incredible. So I have to point the screen upwards and hold the camera downwards, which is not as easy as it sounds. I don't think that's going to focus. We are in shade now. Last time we were in bright light. So I was just seeing what sort of plane that was. There shouldn't be much flying at the moment. So that's that one. And then over here is another one just there, which I almost trod on because I didn't see it. There's another one just there, just opening. And then there's another nice one here. And the more I look now, the more I see. There's one there, there's one there, there's one over there. So, and this isn't the one I was looking for. This is new to me. I didn't know these were here. So we'll have to look these up, see what they are. Just make sure I get a good shot of the plant. It always helps with ID. But yeah, as I say, these are new to me. Right, I'll shut the camera off and have a better look round. I can't concentrate on looking and seeing, if you know what I mean. Right, let's go and find some more. This is what I get at sometimes. You look at the area there where we've just been, and look at the area here, and you think, it's exactly the same. There's no difference, so why aren't the orchids here? And then out the corner of your eye, you see one. And then right where you're standing, you see loads. You've got to look. It's just, look, even right out in the open there. So, as I said, these are new to me. I need to get them identified, find out what they are. I wonder if they would be bigger if we'd had the rain. But yeah, I mean, there, next to it, in bud, out, again, and that one's a deep purple, that one. So there we go. We'll have to see if we can find out what they are. I suspect they're all the same type, although these types don't are flipping hybridize. But that one is a, I'm flipping walking now. That is a much deeper colour. All the buds on the others aren't that deep. But these are infinitely variable, and I think that is a different type because the leaves are different. They're far more heavily spotted. So that may well be the actual common spotted orchid, which can be found in lots of different habitats. It's all in the name, you know, common. But without it being open, some people can just look at the plant and say, oh yeah, that's so and so. Well, I can't. I need to get out more. What do you think then? Suitable for mounts? That's conifer bark. That would make a fine. Where are we now? Yeah, it's bound to have come off of there, I would think, which is Scots pine. So probably come off of there. Why, I wouldn't know. Why would a tree drop its bark in lumps like that? Unless they've been cutting stuff and this was what was left, but there's quite a bit of it. Including some quite nice sized pieces. Well, I didn't come out to collect flipping mounts, did I? But they're half a lot. I may pick some up on the way back. I'm filming this one because it looks different. The buds are not being held the same, and that lip has got quite different markings on it. I need to bring something to rest my camera on in future, so that I'm not hand holding it. That one does look slightly different. Now obviously when I get home I can take a still off the video and then get it into my photo editing software and see if I can enhance it and then bring it back into the video. It's all good fun, but that one does look slightly different. Maybe, but I've got it anyway. Who would you be carrying, I wonder? From where to where are you going? Well, I know where he's going to land in a minute. It's Herne Airport, just up the road from me. I didn't think we were supposed to be having arrivals. Oh well, none of my business really. Well, that's that area done. One, possibly two orchids I didn't know lived there, and the elusive one that I was looking for we didn't find. However, I do know somewhere else where I will have guaranteed find of it, so I do know where it is. It's just quite a long way to go. At the moment, I'm less than 10 miles from home. I don't mind popping down here for just an hour's walk, whereas most of the other places I would go to are quite a drive, you know. So they need more of a planned effort with possibly some food. Whereas this, if I get hungry, I can just pop home again. Anyway, we didn't find that one, so we'll leave that area now. I decided against the pine bark for mounts. On closer inspection, it was too flaky, so I think it's just too far gone, so we left that. I've got plenty at home anyway. So. Oh wow, now that's an orchid. That's twice the size of anything I've seen today. Now, in normal circumstances, I wouldn't be able to walk here. I'd go practically up to my knees, and yet it's dry. So what have we got now then? Oh. Chances are this is just another marsh orchid. But compared with the others, this is quite a large spike. I'll say that's a foot off the ground, the top of that spike. So that's the largest I've seen today. And a good colour. Very good colour. So yeah, and that would have its feet standing in water, literally. Under normal circumstances this area cannot be walked on without welly boots, well, unless you want to get your feet wet. Oh, that's a good one. And there's several in this area too, and I haven't seen any here before, but just scanning round, let's get me thing down there. There's one down there, one over there, another one over there. Now I haven't seen any in this area before, which means I'm now going to have a closer look and see what else is lurking. This could have been stuff that hasn't flowered for donkey's years because it's never dried out. I shall see. Yeah, there's another pair there. Looking good. I don't want to hang around here too long. There's a couple of little birds, I think they're blue tits, they're getting a bit upset, so the chances are I'm near their nest. So I don't want to hang around. But again, that's two lovely spikes. Same as the previous one, but good colour. Loads more buds still to open. Probably about 9 inches tall those are. Oh, this is a new area. As I said, this is normally too wet to get anywhere near, let alone stand in the middle of. Good stuff. And therein lies the problem with this area. New forest ponies are allowed to graze, and colonies of orchids, some of them incredibly rare, have just been wiped out. They've just been eaten to the ground. This is commoners' rights. People who live in certain areas in the forest are allowed for free to graze cattle and ponies. Some people say it's part of the forest. Well, it never flipping used to be. Not to the numbers. It's the numbers that are the problem, not the fact that they're here. So the grazing becomes excessive. Literally too, there's parts of the forest that are beautiful. Open areas and all sorts of wonderful things to look at. And if you stand there, just ask the person next to you, where's the colour? It's just green. All the wildflowers have just been eaten down constantly, such that they just don't even bloom. They're lost. Whole areas. Luckily this one's still hanging on, which is good. Well, in amongst this sea of irises, I can see one open over there, maybe two, but I've just found one in my line of fire, so not going out of my way. That's looking dry, But then this year, these are a long way from water. In other years I've come here, this would be squishy underfoot here. So everything's going to be dry this year. But yeah, some buds still to open. There's a couple more over there, but normally found closer to water. But as I said, this area is strange because it's got lots of little channels and things that are almost invisible, and they flood, and so the whole area gets soggy underfoot. I wouldn't say you can see the water, but it's there, you can hear it as you walk. So it's a very wet area. So I'll end on that.